Hello, Speed Gaming audience, and welcome to week 4 of our Swiss rounds in our winter tournament, Random Force 2025, between Angel FM and TruantGamer. I'm your host, Bless B, and I'm joined in the booth with Stun and our tracker, Chaos Finale. How's it going, Stun? How you doing?
Doing great. Good evening. How are you?
I'm excellent. I'm excited, looking forward to this. We have our 3-0 matchup between our two runners here. Hopefully we have a good match.
I'm sure looking forward to it. Yeah, week 4, not a lot of undefeateds left, so this would be a good one to watch. All right, they've been released, or about to be released in the race room, so we ought to get going here any second.
Hold up a little bit of information on our two runners here in our statistics we have. These runners have been part of this community for quite some time now, several years. This will be their first head-to-head matchup against each other. They've only had 16 common races. They pretty much are dead even in stats, with Truant having 9 wins over Angel's 7.
Wow, yeah, they've both been around for a long time. That's surprising that this will be the first head-to-head. That's exciting.
Starting location here is really nice, putting them in the middle of the map. That might give us a lot of divergence in the directions that they go.
Absolutely. Yeah. Looks like Angel's heading straight for the majority of the Armos checks. Truant is also just starting more north.
Yep, smart idea to get those Armos checks out of the way, see what that free item on the map's going to be. Angel making use of that HUD clip to get it through the enemies. We see our coast item, but I didn't quite notice what it was.
Yeah, I didn't see it appear.
Angel finding level 2 over on the coast. Truant with that wooden sword find at the top of the map.
Always feels good to find the sword in under a minute.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. So Truant avoiding the Armos checks, looking for those open caves, getting the hard checks out of the way first. Probably not a bad idea, really.
Well, like you said at the beginning, starting in the middle of the map gives you a lot of flexibility, especially getting these waterfall checks out of the way early.
Oh, we find level 8 under the waterfall. Ugh. Now, fortunately for Truant, he's got that sword, so should be able to make some work out of here. We'll see how long Truant sticks in the dungeon here.
Yeah, 2 items, a couple staircases. You peek your head in, see if you can find an early Triforce, early stair. And chat's telling us that there was a wand on the coast, so I'm glad somebody was able to see it.
I see we have 6 rupees for a small secret. It's always unfortunate when you find a single-digit small count, but, that's just how it works.
Angel's one screen away from the sword, but they're gonna check over here all the rest of the northeast spots, but he ought to have it here in the next minute or so.
Nice work on Truant dealing with those blue Lionels. A lot of damage to be had there if one of those hits you. And we're finding a stair heart. Now, with our setup here in our tournament, we do have a new flag setting that keeps the heart from the vanilla dungeon inside the dungeon. We also have a coast heart that gets shuffled in. Our items are either on the floor or in the stairs. We found a stair heart. Could be the coast heart. The few dungeons I've played and seen and tracked, it seems like level 8's been having that coast heart.
Yeah, it's likely that it's the floor heart, but it's too early to tell. So yeah, every dungeon will have at least will have its heart that it would normally have, but it's just shuffled in, so it could either be in the stair or it could be the drop item.
Wood sword pickup for Angel. Early enough that it doesn't really hurt, a few minutes behind. still gonna make good value here. Eventually we'll discover level 8 as well.
These Wizrobes aren't cooperating for Truant. There we go.
Now see, do we got an item here? Do we have a transport? Of course, transport. Angel up A's to fill back up on hearts and on their way to explore out what this dungeon has to offer. Now, I might not be the best at reasoning on what to do. I always feel like I never want to dig out level 8 early on. It just feels like a big time sink. But these two runners being 3-0, I imagine they know what they're doing here.
Yeah, you know, it looks like they're both committed to at least, you know, going as far as they can until they hit a block. Like Truant just now. No, gonna go back in. You know, there've been a couple of ladder blocks. There was a dig dogger block there, but the enemy said even though there are Wizrobes, they haven't seen any terrible rooms yet. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's 2 items. Truant's already presumably found the heart. So, you know, there's a lot of value here, and especially if you see the map, or until you see the map, you know, if it's a terrible map, then maybe you leave.
Well, those Tektites rolled up. That seems rude. Alright, looks like Trent's seen enough of that level. Going to check a few other spots. Wow, we're finding a lot of early dungeons. Level 1 on top of the waterfall. Now this is the kind of dungeon I want to walk into first.
Although you may be walking into an immediate key block, but yeah, that never feels great. You spend a bunch of time in 8 to then find, oh, never mind on the key problems.
No, I think Trent's gonna be happy to see that.
Yeah.
Probably would have been happy seeing a regular key on the floor, but you know, any key a lot better. And with Angel right behind.
No, not far behind. This flag set has seemed to cause, or maybe it's just my insufficient analysis, but it has seemed to cause a bunch of key issues. So that'll be a good find. And then the mugger takes keys. Yeah. So
man, very nice.
All around. Bunch of stuff rolling up early on. Those wall masters look beefy. I haven't been counting the dark nuts.
Hopefully we see maybe a wand on the floor or something to give a little bit of extra combat so we can deal with these rolled up enemies.
Yeah, well, Juan's on the coast, so I'm sure they'd love to see a ladder.
Oh, yeah.
8 minutes.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Angel doing some really nice ducking and moving around those dark nuts. Fruit finds the recorder. So Recorder and an any key super early in a seed. That's a pretty stacked one.
Yeah, that recorder would be handy to get back to locations, travel around the map. Probably use that to recorder to 1 to come back to 8 when you're ready to deal with level 8. Now this Dark Nut room does not look very fun, and being on half a heart, yeah, Truant makes a decent decision here. Clips right into the block. Well, you know, the heart was a good call.
Yeah, I mean, Truant's got both items, and I think he knows the path to the Triforce. I don't know if he's
Might be looking for that heart.
looking for the
container
heart
in the stairs, yep.
but he knows it's a heart, which not having seen the White Sword Cave, maybe want to get up to 6, but this is a tough room to fight out for a heart.
And then, of course, going to be a little bit disappointed when they realize that this wasn't the one that pushed. I can understand the need of wanting to clear it and thinking that it's a push block. But yeah, we know I mean, Truant knows that heart is going to be in the stairs. Yeah, it makes sense. Grab a heart. Then we might be able to pick up our white sword item along the way.
Yeah, I don't know. You got a lot of overworld still to clear. You know, there's 4 take innies. He did find a heart in 8, so you know, I don't know. This is a tough clear. I don't know. I mean, he's probably at over a minute in this room at this point.
Angel picking up the remaining items, and 1 has the recorder, has the Triforce. On their way, done with the 1. I like this idea. Save and move on to the next area. So our runners are going to be wanting to look for the blue candle. In our flag set here, we don't have any free candles to take, and odds of finding the red candle in a dungeon, not necessarily something to gamble on. So I would assume our runners are going to be hoping that they stumble across the that the blue candle shop.
Yep, and they're going to be hoping that it's not the rare shop, and that there's only one of them buried somewhere deep in Death Mountain.
Rare shop, blue candle. That is painful. I like this idea, going back to level 2. Have the wood sword in hand, see what we can accomplish here.
True.
Now, I gotta say, I like all these custom sprites that Angel has, but I hopefully chat can help me. I'm not exactly sure what where these sprites come from. I was gonna say we had some likes in there earlier, and those were really awesome. Thanks everybody. Dragon Quest. Nice.
Yeah, also not a game I'm familiar with.
They're really well done sprites, though.
6 hearts.
Floor Heart, Triforce. Hopefully we can find our last item in 2. Get in and get out.
Meanwhile, Truant does find the blue candle. At least that one is under a bomb wall, and it is 77. So
77.
Yeah, not exactly what you want to see.
Nah. Arrow shop, nice. Truant making work of those moblins, hoping for maybe a global bomb drop. $40 cost on that meat is pretty nice.
Is a good meat price. Not exactly the bomb price you'd hope to see, but certainly not the worst.
It is quite interesting. I'd originally thought that where they were starting located at, that they would have had a bit of divergence, might have gone in different directions. But so far, 15 minutes in, our runners have pretty much been on the same pace as each other.
Yep, you're exactly right. Truant spending a little bit more time in one, but their paths have been pretty similar.
All right, I know it was mentioned before, but I think with level 2 being so close to the coast, it would be pretty cool to see a ladder come out of this dungeon. I still want to see our runners get some early combat.
I think chat typically. Oh, look at that! You called it. I was getting ready to say chat wants them to be trolled a little bit more than that, but you called it.
Nah, the commentator curse. You know, if I've got the power, then I'm gonna will it into existence. Sorry.
So much calling that a curse. Yeah, they'll be pleased with that one.
I'll come up with something else for you guys, like maybe like a blocked silvers that requires another block or something else like that.
There you go. Get the chain reaction going for us.
Well, yeah, that's got to be a very pleasing start for Angel. Well, and for Truant when Truant makes it that way. Having the ladder, I feel like having the ladder is like a breath of fresh air, you know, like a sigh of relief. It's not necessarily required, but man, does it feel good to have it.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about blocks and that sort of thing. You know, it makes sense that they both would have gone back to 2 after finishing 1. But at this point, when they both clear 2, get the wand, it'll be interesting to see if we get some divergence at this point.
Yeah, I can't imagine wanting to go back into level 8 anytime soon. I mean, the wand will help, but yeah, I just feel like we don't. I don't like spending time in 7 or 8, and I imagine they might be the same.
Yeah. Well, and another thing that could cause a divergence. Truant knows where the blue candle is. I don't believe Angel has seen it yet, and so
that's fair.
Once Truant hits 77 rupees, I would expect him to go straight for that and then start burning things.
Now, Angel's walking past potential recorder checks.
That is interesting. I wonder if he forgot that he has it.
You know what? Maybe Angel is got maybe Angel just knows better. Maybe those are just some door repairs.
Well, he's certainly a better runner than me, so I don't mean to question him, but you know, you get an item that early in a seed, sometimes it does slip your mind.
I'm very guilty of that.
I know I'm not the only runner to ever buy arrows and having forgotten that silver is where your Armos item 30 minutes earlier.
Is that what I think it is? Oh man, an Armos bow. What is this seed? Right, this has been absolutely generous.
I guess they knew that I have to get up and go to work early in the morning, so they're, looking out for me.
Now, usually I try to keep track of the rupees. I saw 39 for a medium. Oh, I think it was what, single digit? I think it was 7 for the small.
6 or 7, yeah, 6. 39 is very nice.
I'm bad on doing the math when the door repair comes in. I'll leave that one up to chat.
I don't really ever pay attention to the small secret. As long as you got a nice medium, you ought to have plenty of money to do whatever you need to do.
All right, there we go with the recorder check on Angel's side. Angel's making great work of traveling across this overworld.
Yeah, that's another. Not he hasn't used it for this yet, but another nice thing about getting the early recorder is as you start getting Triforces, you're not gonna spend as much time traveling the overworld.
On the other side, Truant picks up that ladder. I think already had the Triforce up in A's and decides to go grab that wand.
Yeah. He's heading back in the general direction of the blue candle. Doesn't quite have the money for it yet.
Ooh. So we find roads over on Angel's side. First one wasn't all that good. Second one's not bad at all. Oh, there you go. Now we got roads going in all sorts of directions. This is nice.
Yeah, the second one being pretty close to start too, so.
Right, exactly.
Getting across the world will be not a problem tonight.
A road to Death Mountain, a road to the western side, a road near the starting location. You kind of can't ask for anything better than that.
Truant picking up the candle. Here comes our divergence. I bet we start seeing the forest getting burned.
What will be really interesting to see is if that candle is the rare shop. If it's the rare shop and Angel spends more time on this side of the map, it's going to be a while before we see a candle on Angel's end.
Yeah, we've seen several arrow shops, but the rare could still be the bomb shop. I think we've only seen one of those.
Now I saw Truant found a dungeon there, but I didn't peek.
Yeah, it was level
what
6.
Number that was. Ooh,
level 6, and he may be deciding to just check the rest of this northeast before he goes in it, or he could be skipping it. Yeah, chat pointing out Angel did find a large secret. It's 138. So 138 large, 38 medium. Money will not be an issue.
nah.
Truant deciding to save 6 for later. If at all.
Right. So we have 6 and 8, 1 and 2. I imagine our runners are probably very curious of the level 9 location. Well, I imagine we're gonna a 12 on a door repair. Man, this seed is just way too nice. Who rolled this seed? Because I want them to roll seeds for me.
Well, it was me, but I have also rolled some 2-hour marathons, so. And by this point in Swiss, I bet most people that are watching know this, but since we're talking about the possibility of skipping 6 and that sort of thing, We do have the possibility of we have randomized Triforces to enter level 9, so they could need as few as 5 Triforces to get into 9. So a lot of runners are skipping bigger levels or spending less time in them, hoping that they may never have to go to them.
Yeah, I might have to keep that idea in my head next time I do Zelda randomizer runs, because I'm guilty of seeing a dungeon and thinking, oh man, I need to stay here.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of get trained to that, and then the other thing is if you go a while without finding any levels, if you find one, you sort of feel a pull or a need to stay in it, even if it's not the best one for you to be in.
I just want to see one of my items in this dungeon, and then I wind up full clearing it. Well, both of our runners spent a bit of time here, 5 or 10 minutes, in totally different directions, and yet we're find ourselves back in at the same spot. I like that. It's gonna make for a really tight race, honestly.
Yeah, so far it's super tight. I mean, Angel has found the bow, Truant's found the candle, but neither are likely to go a long time without, finding those. So should be back to even very shortly.
Yeah, so no Armos item yet for Truant. Armos being that Death Mountain Armos pickup. I imagine Truant will make his way over there very shortly.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, a lot of runners prioritize that Armos, but when you find sword as quick as he did, and then ladder, and then wand, it makes sense to just sort of
that is fair.
When you get to it.
At this point, you pretty much have what you need to dig dungeons. Maybe you just don't even need it. Well, it looks like level 3 has our coast heart. There was a heart on the floor, if I remember correctly, that Truant picked up, so 3 should be our coast heart. Not the best, but at least you have that information in your head.
Yep, absolutely. Angel picking up arrows and already having the bow has even more offense. Although with the wand, maybe not quite as helpful. Your bunnies are on the overworld, so...
Triforce count goes up to 3 for Truant. Angel making the way back over to level 3 to finish this one out.
Angel left because of the Goma blocking a potential stair ring. Turns out
I respect digging that out.
There's 9, and I believe that said 6. I caught it right at the tail end.
I feel like a 6 entry fee is pretty fair.
Yeah, that's nice. That'll allow you to, if you've got a level that's blocked by something, a power bracelet or something like that, rather than having to go on a power bracelet hunt, you might be able to just skip. All right, so the only levels we're missing at this point are 4, 5, and 7.
So really, at this point, it just seems like silvers seems to be just the main concern now.
Here's level 4. My goodness, the east side of the
Man,
map is stacked.
it's loaded.
Angel finding the news that we've got the double heart 3.
Well, I imagine that segment's not supposed to be, or that staircase isn't supposed to be there. It's just looking like a segmented 4.
It is definitely a segmented 4. Oh, Angel may not have seen the
Yeah,
heart.
I think that heart is in the top left corner, under the I think to the left and down. It should be this room here. Angel will find the heart, grab the Triforce, and get on out.
Oh, 8, and they found 8 early, but other than that, I mean, this is really the kind of progression of a seed that you would hope for. I mean, 1, 2, 3, and 4 are some of the first levels that you find.
It's a nice, interesting shape to our level 4 here.
And this level 4 is under a burn bush, so Angel's gonna have to make his way back up to the northeast and start bombing some stuff. Actually, looks like that may be exactly where he's going.
Yep. Oh, cool. We're getting the recorder checks here. Imagine it's this screen here for the candle.
Yeah.
Nice.
He doesn't know it, but if he just heads 2 screens down, he'll find level 4 and the white sword, which Truant's just finding.
All right, my runner's getting more combat. I like this.
Yeah, not as valuable when you have the wand, but if you go into a Ganon fight with green tunic, it's always nice to only need 8 swipes instead of 6 or 15 or whatever. Unfortunately ended up on the half tile there and kind of got stuck. Angel deciding to go back and... Actually, I think this is the first time he's seen 6. Truant saw it and noped out, but Angel decided to stick in for a little bit.
Ooh. Angel almost stepping on that Triforce. Nice avoid there. A floor heart there. Now we're
That's
just
nice.
we're just finding this items here real easy.
Well, the other nice thing about that is now you know that the item is going to be in a stair, and so you already know where the Triforce is, so you can really just zoom through rooms looking for possible stair rooms. where you can take the quick Triforce, and let's see if he leaves or not.
Yep, Angel picking up that Triforce on 6. Truant testing out that tutor to see what locations might open up.
Yeah, with the recorder, Angel can always get back to 6 super easy, super quick. Now heading in the direction of his bow.
Yep. Angel figuring out that 6 Triforce is all it's going to take. Both runners just need 2 more Triforces and they'll be able to walk into level 9.
That's the other fun thing about only needing 6 Triforces to enter is we get some decisions to be made about whether we gamble on silvers being a 9.
So the runner, everyone in chat might have noticed that everybody that they interact with is giving them the same message. Seems like everybody's fallen asleep. Our runners don't know what the language is of the NPCs here. When they find the book, they'll be able to understand what the old man says. We won't be able to get hints until then. If they find the book, they could go into level 9 and get that hint of where the silvers lie.
Yeah, it seems like in these types of seeds where not all the Triforces are required to enter, if you get the correct number without having silvers, it seems like most runners are heading to 9. Partly for that reason, especially when they have the book. You may get that hint. And also, you know, it's more information. Even if silvers aren't in there, typically you're going to know where Ganon and Zelda are when you go back.
Yep, and as mentioned in chat, Truant was able to find that bow, made a save, now clearing out the rest of the easy checks in the middle near the spawn. Oh, and our white sword item is discovered. Not very useful in the situation we're in now, but it's at least knowledge.
No. And it's, you know, the candle is hidden under a burn bush.
the perfect place for a red candle to be.
They both do like to pick it up, however.
Yeah, you know, you got the wand, but, you know, you never know when that red candle might come in handy. I imagine I would have walked in and picked it up, too.
Angel picking up a potion. Sitting on 11 hearts. Have we seen Magical Sword yet?
I don't believe so.
I don't have it marked, but I could have missed it. Truant buying the blue ring. As we said earlier, money is bountiful.
Yeah, those 139 rupee pickups are pretty helpful.
It is a little interesting to me that he elected to do that and not go ahead and get some arrows, but as we said earlier, Angel had found it.
So yep, chat had said that Angel had found it, and Angel decided to show us that it is not able to be picked up yet.
Truant's got wand and white sword. Like I said, bunnies are on the overworld. He may have decided that he can go for a little while without arrows, and that the defense would be better for him.
Yeah, I imagine the play for Truant's idea would be to take that ring, go into 8. I imagine 8 probably saw some enemies in 8 that. Oh yeah, with Wizrobes, yep. So, not a bad call to have the extra defense here.
No, and he didn't make it far enough in 8 to see any really bad rooms, but knowing Wizrobes are in here, he was probably assuming there'd be some.
You know, I didn't notice with that potion shop there, the Coca-Cola is 1 rupee cheaper than the Pepsi. 52 cost on the blue, but 51 cost on the red.
You love to see it.
Yeah. Ooh, well, that's an item that you probably don't love to see this point in the run. Find a wooden boomerang on the floor of 8.
No, but you are at least glad it's on the floor, because now I mean, he's gonna still clear rooms because he doesn't know where the Triforce is, but it's easier to go looking for an item in a stair than it is to try and clear everything for a drop.
Yep, so there should only be one remaining item in 8. We saw the heart in the stairs. We've found our boomerang. Level 4 dig here for Angel. Angel's gonna eventually come across that white sword in the stairs. Finding that heart, though. Yeah. Imagine how... Would it be worth going out of the way to pick up that mags? I already checked it on one less heart. Might be not worth going back. If there was a dungeon nearby to record it to.
There's an Any Roads, I believe 2 screens over.
Yeah,
so.
that's true. That's true. I do remember that.
Maybe we won't make an immediate rush for it, but it wouldn't surprise me if we see another check at some point. He may prioritize it less after he finds this white sword here in a minute.
Correct.
But...
I feel like at some point the seed needs to be a little bit spicy here. I did will a lot of nice items for our runners here, but I feel like there needs to be a shakeup of some kind.
Well, you know, they hadn't found the most important item yet, so and they hadn't found level 7, so it's possible that we're buried. The silvers are buried somewhere deep in a 7.
Oh, but never 7. Ooh, that map of level 8, that looked horrifying. It looked like a solid brick.
And yeah, Truant has seen a lot of rooms to still have a map. Clearing the Triforce room, I wonder if he's decided he's had enough. Alright, they're both up to 5. Be interesting to see what kind of plays we get here shortly. The other interesting thing, I mean, they still have quite a bit of this map. I mean, I don't think either one of them's been in Death Mountain at all.
No.
I don't think either one of them been around all the levels close to Vanilla Start.
I don't think so either. I mean, they ran through and got their Armos item, but I don't think they really explored all that much over there. I mean, everything was just so nice in this eastern side.
Which is probably why Truant's going back over to 6, you know? It's a known level. And,
Truant finding that Triforce. So Truant takes the Triforce in 6. Now has 6 Triforces.
Maybe heading to 9.
You know, it might not be a bad play.
It looks like he is.
So we have Truant entering level 9 at 43:50 minutes. but no silvers, no wood arrow in hand. So this is where things get spicy. Do we find a silvers in here? Or do we have to leave and continue on? Well, I mean, that's a great find. Man, this has been this has been such a nice run. Truant finding that compass on the floor, so now we know where Zelda is. Truant is after a staircase, looking for those silver arrows, and listening out for the roar of Ganon.
You know, the funny thing about a seed like this is, if silvers are in 9, you know, we could be done in under 50 minutes. But if they're buried deep in a 7 that is power bracelet blocked or something like that, we could still be looking at an hour and a half seed.
So this is where things get spicy. Is Angel has found level 5. Level 5 was the ladder check, the second quest ladder check over by the waterfall, which is right next to 8 and 1. Man, this is a dungeon that Truant did not see.
Yeah, and here's the divergence. Yeah, we were hoping for. So, is something good in 5? And at this point, really, we're talking silver arrows, unless it's a progression item needed to get to level 7 to get to the silver arrows, or are they in 9?
Yeah, it is kind of impressive that they were able to see so much of the dungeons, obtain so many items, and not be overworld blocked into getting them. Or at least the overworld blocks were... Oh, ooh. Alright, so Trent finds one of the 2 items in level 9. Hopefully, in Trent's case, hopefully it's a vanilla 9. We found a red ring in 9. If it's a vanilla 9, then we might be seeing a silvers too.
That's one of the few times that a runner is probably genuinely disappointed to see red ring. I mean, yeah, just off of numbers alone, I mean the odds are good that silvers are not here. We got a lot of items left to find in other dungeons. But that's why you gamble on it.
On Angel's side, Angel knows where that Triforce is. Still digging for the item here.
And I've been watching Truants. I'm not sure if Angel has seen a floor item or if he's still clearing every room.
A 121 price on the bomb upgrade. Definitely got a lot of money. You're gonna want to pick that up.
Yeah, for the plus, absolutely. And then you get the bonus that it's a +5.
I take it Angel's hunting for that stair item.
He's been all over this 5. He's been up at the top and all the way at the bottom. Oh, he may have last location this thing. I haven't seen his map, but this very well could be it right here.
I feel like the first set of stairs I find in 5 is never the item, it's always the transport. Ooh, maybe. Well.
Oh.
It's the right color. Just the wrong item. Finding a blue boomerang over in level 5. We're gonna see that and turn around and run away. go pick up that Triforce. I imagine when Angel picks up that Triforce, Angel will be on his way to level 9.
Yeah, that's potentially really good information for Angel. If silvers aren't in 9, I bet Truant definitely is going to be looking for a 5 before he tries to go into a 7. Although it looks like Angel is probably going to make the same play Truant is, heading to 9.
Now, with the information that we know, do we have the ability to figure out where the last remaining items could be? Like, I don't... Does the game wouldn't want to put the bracelet in 9, right?
Bracelet cannot be in 9. Neither can Raft. But we don't know the item in 6. We don't know the item in 7. We don't know one
There's
of the
one
items
in 8, and yep, that's
in
fair.
9. So Raft and Power Bracelet have to be one of 8, 6, 7, or 8. But Silvers or Book will be the other item in 9, it looks like.
Honestly, not a bad odds. Well, and now we know.
There we go.
So we find Book in 9. Trent saves it, and now the spice begins. Is where do you find that dungeon that's gonna hold the key to the puzzle here?
Yeah, Truant is missing 5 and 7. It'll be interesting to see whether he goes and digs a 6 or an 8, or if he goes looking. I would assume he's looking for 5. He's not hoping to find 7, I wouldn't think.
And I feel like there's still just so many of the overworld that we just never saw. Oh, I see what's going on here. Not a bad decision at all. Truant buying hints here to see if we can come up with some information that'll help guide him to. Oh, that's the hint we want to see.
That is an incredible hint for Truant. Absolutely.
That is very juicy. So Truant finds the hint that says that silvers are hiding in level 8. We know where level 8 is. Truant making their way back there. So at this point, we need Angel to come across where that book is. I feel like the red ring was found pretty early, so if Angel had followed a similar path, he'll be able to pick up that red ring.
Angel's already found the red ring, so he's looking for one item at this point as well. But yeah, that's a tough hint if you're an Angel fan.
And I do believe Truant spent more time in 8 digging 8 out than Angel did. Of course, all that could mean nothing because all it takes is just right ordering things in the right direction, and then we also still have to figure out where's Ganon.
Yeah, Truant's music's a little quiet, but I haven't heard it, and I haven't seen chat calling it out. So there is still some work to do.
I don't want to see what a map of this level 8 looks like. I'm sure we've already seen enough of it when Truant's opened up the menu, but man, this is a gross size of level 8.
The other thing benefiting Truant currently is that we do know it's a stair item, so he can zoom through rooms that are not potential stairs. There it is.
And just like that. So Truant finds the silvers buried in 8. Oh, level 9 was the start. Okay. Level 9 on the starting location. That's generous. It kind of seems like Truant's beelining it.
Yeah.
And of course, yep.
Truant had the location.
Not the funnest rooms to fight Ganon in, I'll be honest.
No,
But that
it's
red,
one of the
that red
worst.
ring's gonna make
Red
that. Yeah, that.
ring, white sword.
Looking for a stun lock here. Nicely done by Truant.
Yeah. Now the question becomes: does he have Zelda's look? Oh, he's got the compass, but does he have the path? Taking a stare, looks like he probably at least knows how to get into the general area. Oh,
A bop from the keys. I don't exactly remember where the book was. Compass is gonna be a nice find there for Angel. So we need Angel to find that book.
yeah. Truant's taking a stare like he knows the path, or I don't know if he's seen the actual door or not, but we're about to find out.
Well,
Yeah.
that is very much a door that opens. Well, everybody, get your GGs in chat for TruantGamer. What a run that was. Looks like TruantGamer with a race time finish of 56 minutes and 41 seconds. And joining us in the booth here is TruantGamer. Hey, GG's.
Thank you. I was sweating bullets in that 9.
And then you went and bought,
I believe it.
him.
Yeah, what a find on that hint there. That was a great call on your part.
I was hoping if I didn't find silvers in 9 that I would be lucky enough to find the book. And then I grabbed it and I was almost going to go up and check the hint. And I'm like, well, I already know silvers isn't in here. So I already know where Ganon is. I heard the blip and I already found Zelda. Get out. There's a hint shop. I wasn't sure if I saved or not. So I was kind of panicking there and I almost saved and then did it again just to make sure. But I just went for it and ended up getting the right hint.
Yeah, you were the first one in 9, and we were commenting at the time that if silvers were in there, you could have finished in, sub 50, and if they were buried somewhere deep in like a 7 or something, it could still be like an hour and 20-minute seed. But finding the book and then obviously the hint, that was the main difference.
Yeah, 7 was going to be it was my fear because I found all those dungeons early. I never liked digging 6 in these flags, but 6 Triforces, I already had 5 of them. So I was just going to check there. If I found an item, great. If not, I have Recorder. I can get back to places quick enough. I didn't really want to go venturing too far. I did a little bit just to find the Armos item and the White Sword item. But I wasn't going to keep digging for White Sword item after I checked Candle Row. Just lucky that it was there. And then, yeah, just kind of worked out.
Well, and we had the information that you didn't. If arrows hadn't been where they are, Angel found level 5, and that ended up being the other boomerang. And so, if you had to go level hunting, we were assuming you'd be looking for a 5 over a 7.
I would have taken whatever I got at that point.
That's fair. That's fair. So Angel got in 9 a few minutes after you. Found the book, but elected not to pick it up, unfortunately, and so did not pick up the book and has ventured back into 6.
Yeah, 6 was not a pleasant enemy set. I was glad to get out of there when I did.
So we were talking about your blue ring purchase at one point. Money was plenty, and then pretty quickly after you bought it, you went back into the 8 with the whiz robes. Was it because of the level 8 that you decided to do that?
Yeah, I still needed 2 more Triforces. I was going back to 8 and then 6, and I should have went 6 then 8, just so that I didn't have to record her back so far, but I was going that way, and I said, you know what, I've got the money, let's get the blue ring, just for the extra layer of protection in there. And I ended up taking the long way because I knew the blue gorillas were up there and I didn't want to play with them. They could have easily taken me out trying to clip, so I just said forget it, take the walk, recompose myself, and go from there.
Yeah, it was a nice money seed. What was it, 138 and 38 for big? And somebody in chat said that the door repair was only like -12, which is pretty nice as well.
Yeah, it really seemed like a lot of things lined up and just at the right time at the right place. All the dungeons hiding out on the eastern side. It really seemed like you guys didn't have to do much overworld clearing.
Yeah, that's always nice. It does get a little concerning, though, when you're just like, oh, I found all these. What if the one I don't have is what I need? And I would rather go to 5 than dig through this monster 8. That's a mess.
But you didn't see any of Death Mountain, we don't believe, other than the Armos area and all that. And how much... you skipped a lot of the area around Vanilla Start, too, correct?
Yeah, I didn't even make it there. I got just the first couple spots on Candle Row, and once I saw the red candle was the white sword item, I just up-8 and left because I didn't think I needed anything else at that point other than the dungeons, and I wasn't going to look for those until I had to.
Yeah, Angel here is still trying to dig out 6, seeing what item happens to be here, but we pretty much know that it's probably a bracelet or a raft, and it's not going to be those silver arrows they're hoping for. Definitely smart to continue on and finish the run. Being 3-0, any time left between the runners here could go down to tiebreakers, so smart on Angel to keep going and finishing this out. Yeah, GG Truant. That was a pleasure of a run to watch. Really seemed like, again, it seemed like a lot of nice things lined up at the right moments, and yeah, made for a really fast run. It was great.
Thank you. I was getting nervous right at the start. I found that 8, and I didn't really want to dig it right away, but I just kind of nosed around a bit, hoping to get something early, and then I was worried I wasted too much time, and then I found the 1 above, but I wasted a lot of time in that 1, looking for whatever that last item was, which I confused myself. I thought I found 2 hearts in there, so 3 was very confusing. But...
Ooh.
I had it marked right on my tracker. I just don't know why I thought I already had 2 hearts out of level 1. Maybe because I had so many already. But it seemed like I was a little bit resource starved at first, and then I got that any key, and then wand, a ladder, and then wand and white sword. Everything just kind of started snowballing in the right way.
We were wondering that at the time the recorder was on the floor, and we believe that you'd already seen the recorder and the any key, and you spent a good couple of minutes in that one room with the dark nuts trying to clear it out when you'd clipped in, and so we were wondering if you were doing that for the heart, to because you still were only at like 4 or something like that, or if maybe that you had misremembered having found something, or what.
Well, I don't think I had the third item at that point, so I was looking for a staircase, and I was nervous about that room just being so many in there. I don't know if I think they rolled down a little bit, but it was one of those where I was invested. I just had to finish it out and try not to die and hope that it was something, and that's where I got nervous, because that was a lot of time sunk just trying to get a chance at an item.
Yeah. Looks like Angel maybe has found the item. He has. He's getting the bad news. Well, as Bless be said, on the GGs, you now move to 4-0. You will be one of only a couple remaining 4-0s at that point. So, you've already, of course, booked your ticket into the main bracket, but it's all about seeding for you at this point.
Yeah, this is probably my best start to a tournament, I think. I mean, it is my best start, but as of now, I think it's my best record overall to start a tournament too, so I'm hoping to just keep pushing forward on that.
So Angel here making the right choice, going into level 8. I don't remember if Angel had. I don't remember how much of Angel saw of level 8. I know you saw a lot of 8, Truant, before dipping out and then having to come back. So at least when you went back to 8, you were at least aware of what rooms you didn't need to deal with, and also knowing that you were looking for a stairs instead of the item on the floor. I don't know how much Angel has explored this dungeon. I feel like it wasn't all that much.
Yeah, I don't think Angel has seen the boomerang on the floor, which, if true, will hurt, because then he'll be clearing every room.
Yeah, you got both of you really seem to have a very linear, similar pathing. It seemed like once one of you found one of the dungeons, the other found the other dungeon, and that like you were saying before about you said you stayed in 8 for a while, and it seemed like you were a little behind because of that, but it seemed like it paid off. Again, when you were able to come back here for the silvers, you already knew what you did and didn't need to do.
Yeah, for sure. It wasn't a terrible 8, I guess. The whiz robes weren't too bad, obviously blocking the silvers, but it's 8. You don't really want to have to be trudging around in that as looking for one item, especially if you don't know if it's stair or floor. Finding out the boomerang on the floor was definitely nice. But I did peek a few rooms around the Triforce before I took it, just to make sure, because you always hate to have it just be that one next room past is where the item was.
That happens way too much.
It does.
Yep, so Angel sees the wooden boomerang on the floor, knows that we're just looking for a stair item. I can't exactly remember exactly where those silvers were. I assume they were deep in there.
I think when you come out of the stair, if you go straight down, it was in reverse C push black with the whiz robes.
Another thing we thought was interesting. If you watch this back, you had a fairly central starting location. Any roads pretty close to start. You got an early recorder, so moving around the overworld was pretty open. But it was interesting how often y'all's paths, how similar your paths were. You were both in 8 at the same time, both in 1 at the same time, both in 3 at the same time. You got to 4 quicker than Angel. Angel did not find the candle until quite a bit later than you, but it seemed like every time we looked up, y'all were in the same dungeon, and having sort of this free of an overworld traveling seed, we thought that was a little strange.
I'm kind of surprised by that because I thought going to the waterfall early was a bit of a gamble. Once I got that sword right away, I just figured, well, I'll go this way. I have a good enough up A point to come right back and check the Armos and work my way up. Let's just see what's over here on a whim, and it ended up being 2 dungeons.
Yeah, no, we talked about that same thing, about how, you might have got, you had 2 options. You could have gone and done the whole Northeast, or you could have screen scrolled over and done that. And it was close enough to your starting point, Angel finding his silvers, but close enough to your starting point. I'm sorry?
Sorry. The Triforce in 8, those silvers were just to the left of him.
1 room away.
Yeah.
So, but we commented on the same thing, and Angel just happened to do the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, divergence didn't really happen until like the 5th or 6th Triforce for you two. But for the most part, it was digging 1, 2, 3, 8 around the same time. All right, I want to say a Ganon fight here, but that is definitely not a Ganon. Yep. Nice stun lock there from Angel.
Angel had the location for Ganon, has the compass, probably has the path, so he'll be finishing up here shortly.
Well, this is a different routing.
Yeah, Angel did not have the path.
No.
That
would have been nice. I don't remember when Truant went in Zelda, if it was just that one door entry. Yeah, but it looks like Angel knows the transport to take.
I think there was an entrance from above.
Alright, very cool. And this looks like this will do it for Angel. Everybody get your GGs in chat here for Angel FM. And Angel finishing with a race time of 1:12:43.
And we've got Angel joining us. GG's.
Hey, Angel, GG.
We got Angel still muted. Still trying to get set up, looks like.
Well, maybe if I was a little bit more technologically advanced, I'd probably be able to figure that out.
Hey, welcome in, Angel. GG's.
Hey, I appreciate it.
Well, we've been talking with Truant about it. Y'all were strangely, oddly enough, you were in many dungeons at the exact same time. You followed a very similar path. Truant got into 9 quicker than you did, and honestly, the main reason for the difference in the time, Truant picked up the book, went and got hints, and the second hint he got told him exactly where silvers were.
Okay, yeah, I was wondering about that because I was wondering either I thought silvers had to be pretty close in 8, because once I saw Wizrobes and Lionels, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna come back to this if I need to be.
So yeah, that was the primary difference. You got Truant never saw 5. He got the Triforce and 8 as his 6th. But other than that, it was pretty similar. You both found a sword super early, a ladder super early, a wand super early, and neither one of you saw much of Death Mountain, saw much of Vanilla Start area, and it was just everything was to the east tonight. It was kind of interesting.
Yeah, I feel like I mean, granted, normally it wouldn't happen like that, so I mean, I felt like I did a lot more exploration than I really needed to, but that's par for the course sometimes.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it just happens that way. But I mean, you're still 3-1. Still got your ticket punched to the main bracket, and you're still in a good spot to to get a pretty high seed. So, I mean, we're just at the point now where 3-0 runners, everybody's gonna be really good, and it just went Truant's way tonight.
Well, I mean, that's fine. I mean, Truant can have it because I've seen some of these 1 and 3s that are in there right now, and I'll let Truant get to face some of those maybe in the higher seeds.
Yep, that's exactly right. There's there's not a lot of easy outs anymore. Everybody's getting really good, putting in a lot of practice, and the game's growing, which is great.
Yeah, there is going to be nothing easy about this bracket.
Angel, I hadn't seen you run too many times, and I gotta say, I really liked your sprite set. That was really cool.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Like, I just took the sprites from Dragon Warrior 4 for the most part and implemented them into that. I mean, besides with like a few exceptions where having to go into like the Game Boy Monster games to put some things in too. But yeah, it's been like that for like 3 years now. So, but thank you, I appreciate it.
All right, well, GG's to you both. Anybody have any final words? Anything else they want to say?
Just thank you, Sean. Thank you, Bless Me, for commentating. Thank you, Chaos, for tracking. Thank you, SpeedGaming, for putting this on. And good luck to Truant.
Yes, thank you, everybody, and good luck.
Absolutely, thank you to you both. Yeah, it was it was a pleasure to watch. I'm glad they let me commentate a 3-0 matchup. Normally they would save that for for bigger names, but I really enjoyed doing it. Bless me, I had fun. And I don't have the schedule pulled up. I'm not a skilled enough commentator to let everybody know. I think
I know we have 7 matches.
So.
There's 7 of them tomorrow, but I'm not exactly sure who's where or at what times.
But yeah, I think we're done for tonight. And yeah, check Discord. Check the SpeedGaming schedule for the races tomorrow, and yeah, it's with as many people as we have in the tournament. There's a bunch of races every day, so looking forward to watching them tomorrow night. So with that, I think we'll close it out. Bless be. I enjoyed it, and let's do it again sometime.
Yeah, thanks, John. Appreciate it. Yep, thanks, Racers, and thanks, Chaos, for tracking. Thanks, SpeedGaming, for hosting, and and allowing our community to use these channels. And thanks to everybody in chat for keeping everybody up to date on information. And thanks to everybody who was here to watch. Hope everybody here has a wonderful night.